Okay, let me tell you what we've done to this file so far. I intend for this to be my master file. I intend for it to be one color and to sew without stopping and without having any jump stitches in it. So I digitized it with every little piece separate because I may want to change this from single stitch to Redwork to a tiny column stitch, or some of it to a tiny column stitch. So I digitized all these little pieces separately. Here they are over here. I went in and found places where I had, for example, in my original run, I went around this foot the first time with a single stitch and continued on this way. And later on, I decided it would be better to make this a connection. For connection, stitches are smaller and less likely to hang out from under another layer of stitches that goes on top of it. So I singled out from here, coming this way. When I got here, I did a single stitch and kept going, but later I disconnected it at this end and this end using the split object command, and then I changed that. I converted it. I know it says whole foot. We're not really going to do it, but I converted it to a connection. I've done that, and now I can change all these single stitches in this file to Redwork stitches without changing my traveling lines. That's what that's what the connection stitches are. They're lines that you can use to travel from one object to another. Okay, I've done that. I've also what else have I done? That's about it. But still have to do this right here. We're going to start that right now. Here's the bird. If I'm going to make this sew in one piece, it needs to stop right about here somewhere, wherever this line is coming from. It needs to stop on one of these sides and go around and do these things, and then come back and pick this bird back up again. But I don't want to cut my bird in two forever. I want to leave him intact because I'm going to play with this file later again. Excuse me, in a different file, and I want to be able to sew him in a different color. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to do edit. Here's the last part of the bird right there, and it comes down somehow and meets up with this, and let's see where it goes. It starts here where the crosshairs are, and it goes down this way, and it comes up this way and across, and then it goes down and does this next to where you're ready to do the next leaf. But we want to chop it. We're going to chop it right here. Split object. Then we're going to edit it. Instead of going down and doing the rest of that limb, it's going to go up here and cut across this bird's tail. I'm going to make that a line. Tell it to insert. That way I don't have to fidget with all those little, well, that little thing right there. Alright, now we're up to the we don't want to do that Redwork. We're up to the leaves. Let's stop and think a minute. If we're going to sew these birds later, we probably want this section of that bird's tail from here to here to be a connection stitch instead of a single stitch. So let's split it, and let's go and see where that is. We're going to convert that to a connection, and see it's trying to connect to that. Alright, we're going to start a new, look, this is item number 48. we're going to do a new thing here with single stitches, and it's going to go down at the bottom of the file. Remember, number 48. I'm going to write that down on a piece of paper next to me. Alright, now let's go up here and do this leaf, or whatever this thing is. Now, I don't want to fiddle with this thing too much, so I'm going to stop this, generate the stitches, push the number 3. That didn't work. Alright. Oh, I get it. Let's see where this thing is. It's at the bottom. So when I hit, oh, it's coming this way. Now look, these are hard to deal with. When you try to go back over a stitch, there's a snap to thing that I can never get to work, so I have to manually kind of do these. That's why I like to do the backward path, because it just automatically creates it exactly where you put it. But this is a single stitch going over itself, whereas if I had made a connection from here to here, and I probably could have done that, it would have been better. Alright, let's keep going with this thing. Alright, we are going to do this connection this time. We're going to get down here on the center of this leaf, and we're going to make a single stitch thing going from bottom to top. And then we're going to create a connection. Going to have to edit it to match the one that's coming down. You need a node right there. Insert it. And then pull these the way they need to go. Alright, now we can grab that one and go on around with it. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do this. This is kind of boring, so just let me tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to go on around this. I'm going to go and probably do all these leaves. I'll go right around the edge of this berry. I'll do all these leaves. Go right around it again. We're going to do, the berry will fit in there. And we're going to come back down. We're going to go around the bottom side of this guy's tail. And we're going to pick up right there. And I'm going to have to edit that. That's got one extra node in it that it doesn't need. But that's what we're going to do. And we'll come back and play with the bird design after we get it saved. See ya.